Welcome to Futures Fast Forward. I'm your host, Samuel Anthony Otero. Today on Futures, we're going to get your motor running as we take a look inside the custom motorcycle industry. So stick around, this is going to be one wild ride.
Big bag.
This episode of Futures Fast Forward is brought to you by our friends at Miller Welding and Machine Company. Founded in 1963, Miller Welding and Machine Company of Brookville, Pennsylvania is a single-source solution encompassing fabrication, machining, and finishing technologies aimed to meet the wide range of needs that our customers demand. Staffed with a team of engineers and highly skilled employees, our quality and our commitment make us a leader in this industry. We provide our customers with high-quality parts by continually improving the processes we use, and we provide our employees a safe and satisfying work environment and invest in their futures by constantly investing in new technologies. 2 readily accessible state-of-the-art facilities accommodate our workforce of over 300 highly skilled employees. For current news and employment opportunities, visit our website at www.millerwelding.com.
Now, if you watch television at all, you probably already know that the custom motorcycle industry is all the rage these days. TV producers love this stuff, and the people are eating it up too. From custom bike fests to custom motorcycles, road trips, the custom builders that are becoming famous. This has become a global media phenomenon. Along with my co-host Shane Carlson and the rest of our crew from the IT Academy, we're going to bring you inside the world of custom bike building. We're going to meet the professionals who are leading the way in their field of choice. Ever wonder what it takes to make a living as a custom bike builder? Then stick around and watch this episode of Futures. From a custom bike fest to famous bike builders, even a surprise special guest, all the way to world-class talent right here in our own backyard. You know, it takes a lot to make it in this competitive industry, and these guys have found a way to do what they love using the talents that they've developed over the years building custom motorcycles.
This is my thing. I love being in front of the camera, and I love bikes just as much, so this is the perfect opportunity. This is going to be cool.
This program is brought to you by the IT Academy. It's not your granddaddy's career and technology school. For more information about the IT Academy, visit us on the web, itacademy.us.
To a guy that's doing this, somebody that's interested in one way or another breaking into the industry, what kind of advice could you give him?
Well, I don't know that the motorcycle industry is different than any other business in the sense that it's going to be a tremendous amount of work.
Good point.
It is not going to be easy by any means. Unfortunately, the bike industry has been getting a tremendous amount of exposure on television, and I think there are a lot of people out there that are of the impression that, oh, it's just one of those gravy train businesses. Let's open it up and, we're going to be successful tomorrow. Next week, we're going to be millionaires.
This is a Harley crate motor that we purchased, and then first thing we did when we got it out of the crate was we tore it all down. We did a little bit of head work, we did some cam work, and just some touches of our own, and then as we put it back together, we colored everything. We used the neon spark plugs. We figured out the spacing for the belt, and then, colored everything on that.
Tell us about some of the techniques that you guys are working into your bikes that are advancing the arts of metalworking and mechanics.
Motorcycles have been whittled down to their bare essentials. All you have to do is be good at what you're doing. Everything that you see done to a custom-made motorcycle heralds back to the old stuff.
It's been done.
It's been done one way or another. What you need to do is figure out how to, you think outside the box. How do you get better at what they did 20 years ago Why did it break 20 years ago? Why did they stop doing it 20 years ago?
What else is happening out there in the industry that maybe people may not be aware of? There's a lot of opportunity to get into right now.
There's a lot of opportunity, you know, as fabricators or engine builders or painters. If I wanted to make a career choice and make a lot of money, I wouldn't build motorcycles. I would probably, but the fabricating and the paint end of it is a really good market because you've got the car market, you've got the race market, you've got so much looking for fabricators, looking for really good painters.
Shane, we pulled up and you were like, oh man, this is my gig. What do you think of this, man? This is amazing.
This is like awesome because I've always wanted to come and see how a custom chopper is made and just pretty much be behind the scenes of what's going on.
The industry is wide open. There's plenty of space out there for the Harley Davidsons that build a wonderful production-based motorcycle that sells $15,000 to $20,000 range. Sure. There's the aftermarket, production custom bike that's selling anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000.
You've achieved some measure of success. I'm not going to be presumptuous and say whether or not you've achieved your ultimate dream or your goal. Only you know that. But you've done all right for yourself, man. Do you ever get to a point where you have regrets on mistakes that you've maybe made?
You know, when you don't do something that you're not real happy with, you just try to make the next challenge go better. And I think that's, I don't know that I've got really many regrets. There's probably a lot of stuff I shouldn't have done, but I mean, it's kind of molded me and made me who I am.
The brand new style of the American style chopper bike. What they did was a bobber. We've already done that thing.
They've got the chrome on the handlebars leading in with the smooth finish and the easy bend in the handlebar to give it that comfort. Then they have the accents with the mirrors, and then it goes down into the flames to make it flow on the fender, and then it just goes from wide to thin to make it more aerodynamic as it goes back to the seat from the gas tank. And it's a low rider bike, it's got the chrome, it's a machine that will get up and gallop for you now.
Every experience that you have as a businessman, as a human being, as an artist, as a creator, as any sort of visionary at all, even just a living, leads you to the next day. Exactly. So if you're where it is that you want to be, Shane, those things, those hard knocks that may lead to some regrets, if you're of that mindset, you got to be thankful for it because they got you right where you are today.
What don't kill you will make you stronger.
Exactly. That's the message here. You're watching Futures Fast Forward. We're talking with Doug Keim at the Chrome at the Dome, exploring the custom biking industry. We'll be back after this. Futures Fast Forward is sponsored in part by United Electric Cooperative. United Electric is special because it's owned by its members and is guided by a set of principles that reflect the best interest of those members. United Electric Cooperative members reside within 10 counties in PA, and the cooperative operates an electrical system that spans 7,000 square miles while employing 72 local people. United Electric Cooperative, owned by those we serve. Visit our website for updated job opportunities. Jefferson County, Pennsylvania is open for business with excellent tax-free building sites, a talented and experienced workforce, and business services specialized for your development needs. Jefferson County Department of Economic Development is ready to help you and your company grow and prosper. Join other prosperous companies such as Miller Welding and Brookville Equipment that have made Jefferson County their home. For more information, contact the Jefferson County Department of Development. Building a finely crafted machine like a custom chopper is one thing, but building a dream? Well, that's quite another. You know, when I was growing up, legendary daredevil Evel Knievel helped to define a generation of big dreamers and risk takers. Today's builders may not be jumping buses and canyons like Evel did, but they do have to understand the same principles of perseverance, hard work, and come to an understanding of how to take a dream from concept to concrete.
Follow your dream, no matter what it is. You can fall many times in life, but you're never a failure until you don't get up anymore. Just get up and try the best that you can.
How do you get inside the head, and how do you apply the basics to that to build a dream?
Thankfully, there's a lot of pictures available for people.
Yes,
everybody looks at a magazine at some point in their life.
The main thing in coming up with a design is that I never know what I'm going to do, but at that point I generally get in the car and drive 300 or 400 miles, and when I get done I come home and I've got the design on paper.
They have some idea of what they like, what their ultimate motorcycle is in their mind. They'll bring that information to us. We'll sit down, get a feel for what they want to do with that bike. The guy who's going to buy this bike is not going to ride around the country on it. The guy buying that bike very well might, but he's going to have a truck following him with all his luggage. There's nowhere to tie luggage. So if that's what he wants to do with that bike, we need to know that stuff up front so that we can incorporate all those different things that they want to do with a bike.
Then I bring it into the computer. I know I don't want to reach much farther than 22 inches, and I know what size the motor is, so I correct my drawing in a computer. After that, then I build it in plywood and stand back 20 feet and look at it. Then I know whether I'm committing to it in steel or not.
He took and he cut the sprocket off of another bike and he added it to the frame to give it a little bit more accent. And that's pretty cool.
This is a 127 cubic inch engine, and if you see right up in there is what happened to the last tire that was on the back of this.
So the motorcycle a lot of times will tell you as you build it certain decisions, but a lot of it is that you just have to have the guts enough to sit there and say that you're willing to turn your hand over, put the time into it where you get to that point to make that decision, or let it tell you what's next.
Put the oil filter back here on the back?
We just did that for style. How many of those do you see like that?
No.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about what it takes to go from concept in your head to something like this that can put food on your family's table when you find a customer that wants what you got to sell.
Well, that's the whole point. Is finding a customer that really knows what he wants.
It's real important that I'm able to sit and say that I've got problems in technical form that I can use a pencil. As long as I've got a pencil in my hand, there is no problem I can't solve. So that's the good stuff about it.
So we know that you got to work hard. We know you have to be good at what you do. But there's so much more to success in this competitive industry than just skill or hard work. Of course, a lot of young people, because of the success of the industry due to the television shows, are, they want to be a bike builder. They want to be doing what you guys are doing.
You have to have something to do that you love to get up and do every day, that you don't have to have somebody kick your button, make you get out of bed to do.
A lot of guys want to get in this stuff because they think we're all really getting rich, and it's just not. You just got to love what you're doing.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Well, of course you got to work hard, but most importantly, especially if you're just starting out, you have to learn the importance of diversification, as we found out when we met Dan at Lunatic Choppers.
As you see, this bike is not what the custom biking industry is all about. You got the wooden motor. What's that about? I mean, you're not going to get any horsepower out of that. But when we go inside, you're going to see the actual bikes, the actual people. We're here for futures. Fast forward.
This is where we mainly keep our t-shirts and some used bikes and the choppers that we build. Of course, this is our build-off bike. Just accessories and gloves and shirts and all that, you know. Leather coats. And we have what we call Sportster Alley, where we keep all the Sportsters, except for that. That's a 56 Panhead, so we just keep that in here for looks. We got a 46 Knuckleback there too, so we're kind of diverse on what we keep here. $25, $30.
$25 sale, it ain't a $25,000 bike, but you know that's part of making a living in this industry, isn't it?
You know, again, Sportster Alley, we got Sportsters for sale. We got all the oils and filters and hats. And
I would think that the misconception is that you guys are out there constantly cranking out these monster motorcycles, but it takes diversity of your services to make a living doing this.
Brings us to see Dan today. Just some stuff we had ordered. Stuff I'd ordered for the bike controls we need to send back. They weren't as good as we thought. So I just gotta send them back.
Okay. No problem. Bye. They said, if you don't like the switches, put Harley switches in. I said, no, they got Harley switches in. They're.
Well, about the master cylinder. Yeah.
It's guys like Tim and Jerry and a lot of these other guys that come in here that keep us going. So we appreciate their business.
He shows a little patience on the little stuff, and it makes me want to come back for bigger stuff.
And it shows he knows what he's doing,
And he's a good guy. Yeah.
values your business. Yeah, that's cool.
Stuff all over the walls that people can look at, and then you can come on back in here to our service area.
This is where dreams come true
This
for
is
many
where
people.
Everything gets born. Like, for one, you have to be experienced in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do everything from minor work to major work. This bike here is in for some minor work. The turn signals quit working and loosened up. So
this is just basic service.
Basic service
Right.
on this, to where over here we've got a transmission job where we have to rebuild this whole tranny. Okay, we got all these gears to replace, all the bearings, and then all the proper settings. So you have to know what you're doing on this job.
So what portion of your business would you say comes from this type of work?
From the service?
Yeah.
I'd try that, Wayne. It was just a little loose. It's about 80% of all.
Really?
If we do work, we stand behind our work 100%. If there's a problem with anything we do, we take care of it. Because if you don't, you're not going to stay in business long.
So it's not all the glam of cranking out a monster machine
No.
and getting that 30 or 40 grand in one pop.
No, it took us, I'd say, 4 years before we could actually build our first custom. And the wheels,
The brake calipers.
the calipers, all the hardware. This thing has got amazingly a lot of work into it. And even Wayne's now is having a hard time figuring out what he's going to do next with it, because we're running out of things to do. When I was in high school, I had diesel training. And then when after I got out of high school, I went to automotive training. And then worked at a Ford garage for 7 years as a Ford tech. And then left and worked for Harley and got my Harley certification. And just got to a point in my life where I said, I'm tired of working for everybody else. I'm gonna do it myself.
So this didn't start off as a dream for you. It sort of formed as time went on.
As time went on, I said, I don't like working for other people. I want to work for myself.
Dan, thanks so much for letting us into your world. We really appreciate it, and lots of luck to you in your business.
Thanks for letting us in.
Good luck, guys.
All right.
This didn't start off as a dream. It kind of developed into something that he wanted to do after going through all his courses and everything.
Sure. And as he said, the most important thing that he was already part of the culture through a family that was big into this.
Yeah.
So that the reality of his business grew out of the culture that he was already a part of. That's kind of an interesting point that you want to keep in mind when you're out there trying to build your dream and vision into a successful business model.
But as these guys are gonna tell you, it's not just all luck or hard work. You gotta know what you're doing.
Because I think no matter what you do, you need that foundation of education to help you.
What is the real world? Okay, quiet on the set.
Rock and roll.
You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
No, not yet at least.
Dude, you got a buck I can borrow?
No, I'm broke.
What is, did I say something funny?
No.
This is serious.
Your face is funny, Sam.
Shane, what is the real world?
TV show on MTV.
Robert, what is the real world?
Part of a Flaming Lip song.
Did you look in the mirror this morning?
Yeah. And I have to admit, Sam, I'm steaming.
And
the mirror gets all foggy and that. I'm hot, Sam.
And tell me, Mr. Alessi, what is the real world? Mr. Yaney,
Right?
what is the real world?
Violent. Everything occurring after college.
So I could say that it doesn't matter what your version of the real world is, but it does, in the real world, matter.
Yeah, what he said.
There we go. That's beautiful.
You need that foundation of education to help you.
Tire changes, oil changes, and but in the school I went to, I mean, Dino taught us how to tear engines down top to bottom, tear a bike down to the frame like you see it like that, and rebuild it. So basically, just start with the mechanics, and then as it goes to metal forming and stuff like that, you just have to have an artistic ability.
And you say, I'm going to start a bike shop, so I'm going to take this business administration course, but I don't know how to change a tire.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You need that experience. Like I say, I view it as steps. You start here, you build a foundation to where you're strong enough to where you can go do the next step. Absolutely.
Learning how to do it takes years. You never stop learning. You'll never stop learning about it. And when you think that you're done and you're the best at what you do, then you won't learn anymore, and that's as good as you'll get.
The primary part of it is you're going to get advice. You're going to get words from people that, for several reasons, won't want you to do it. Some people are just afraid of you, making yourself happy and doing what you want to do. Some people be afraid you make some money.
So is this something that, as far as going out and getting some level of education in this field, technical institutes offer you the basics, you think?
Right now, currently what's available for people to learn are very basic skills.
Yeah. Such as
the general mechanics side of things. Diagnosing skills is something that has to be learned in the field. Like you saw happen over there on that frame, this is all metal filled. This fender does not exist in the world. We made that fender. We made those gas tanks. They're exclusive to this motorcycle.
That's amazing. We heard Evel Knievel talk about the importance of having a dream and pursuing that dream.
Right.
Talk to me, any of the young people that are out there that might be watching the show with their parents who are sitting there going, man, Mom, I'm telling you, I can do this, And Mom's just saying, forget it. Get your degree, go to school, be a lawyer, get a real job.
You can learn engine basics. You can learn transmission basics. But to learn what we're doing here, as far as being able to build a bike from beginning to end and truly make it a unique motorcycle and not follow the general guidelines of what everybody else in the industry is doing, that takes a lot more training.
Yeah, you really can't go to school for something like that.
So it's a pretty natural decision if you want to do whatever you want to do. Just analyze what you're doing in the evening, and pretty good chance if you're doing a hobby and you commit to it in a business form, you'll probably see it through because you're that interested in it.
I say if you have a passion for doing motorcycles or sports cars or whatever it is you like to do, stay in school, get a good education, and pursue that as well.
Yeah. But don't hop on the motorcycle stuff just because you see it on TV and think, oh, I got to do that. You know what I mean? It has to be from the heart.
It's not just a formula. It's not just about going out, writing a business plan, and making something happen in an academic sense. X plus Y equals Z. I put this in, I'm going to get that out, and I know the business aspect of it. It's about soul. It's about finding that which it is that you are inside, and your business becomes an extension of that. I mean, wouldn't you say, Dan?
Yes.
Isn't that really what we're talking about?
The important thing to me was keeping my word. To me, first of all, and then to the public. I said I'd do something. No matter what, come hell or high water, I did it. I think you can say a lot of things about a man. You can say he's got a lot of money, or he's got a lot of toys, or he's in good health, or he's sick. You can't say anything better about a man than his word is his bond.
And what we're trying to get across to young people that are looking to get into a business, it's not just about saying, hey, I want to do this too because this is cool. It's about finding who you are first and that comes out.
Your business will be successful and will grow if you have that heart. Yeah, exactly.
I went through racing bikes and racing cars and all those sorts of things, and one day just found that, you know what, I enjoy motorcycles, and let's turn it into a business. And thought I was stupid for many, many times because things didn't go well at first, and you know, the struggles and the money that you need to keep going, and the size of the facilities and the equipment that you need, and you know, here I am 20-some years later. And
yeah, when I was 7 and 8 years old, I was building coat hanger choppers, model car wheels and stuff on real long, crazy motorcycles when I was 6, 7, and 8 years old. It finally dawned on me that I really was even writing my high school essay or whatever that is on motorcycles. My daddy was slamming cars in the 1960s. I worked at a suspension division at a big factory for 11 years in a metallurgy lab. So it's just immediately easy for me to do anything with suspension. All my cars are slammed. All my trucks are slammed. My dream is to take my 40,000-pound bus and slam it so hard on the ground that when I pull a match out from under it, it would light.
Gotcha.
You got to roll with the punches in life.
Now, you know, we were talking about the business aspect of this thing. If you manage to sell this, what kind of price tag are you going to be able to hope to get off of this?
This bike's going to call a $40,000 price tag.
Wow. Wow, you heard it. Yeah.
And we've been in the industry, well, off and on, Don and myself and his brother have been building either motorcycles or sports cars probably since the early 70s.
$85,000 on the market.
I spent time teaching my way at a technical institute, YTI, down in York. I taught there, and that's where I met one of the guys who works for me now.
Myself in particular, I've been very, very fortunate. I've been doing this the majority of my life. You can tell I'm not a young kid anymore. You know, I had hair color when I started this business, and it wasn't popular when I started building motorcycles.
Right. So you were doing it strictly for the love and the passion of it, well, not for the money.
No, I can't.
Not to insinuate that that's the reason why you're doing it now. No, obviously, you love what you do.
I enjoy what I do, and I've been very, very fortunate to have a staff of some, you know, very wonderful people, you know, come along. We keep it small. We don't have a staff of hundreds. You know, we have a staff of a half dozen people that are just very, very dedicated to what they do and dedicated to the success of the team.
I've dedicated this door, okay, to my heritage, to my history, okay. That's my dad and my little brother. You know, there's me at this high, and there's my dad and my uncles and friends. That's my heritage. Wow. So it's not, I'm not anything new to this scene. I've been there my whole life.
Yeah,
I'm 16. You're 16. You watch TV, you watch OCC, you watch the biking industry grow into a media phenomenon, right?
Right.
Now we're out into the real world, and is it what it appears to be on TV?
No. It looks like a drag bike. It's got the suicide shifter. You got the belt driven into the chain. You got the low rider seat with the kickstart and the obnoxiously huge handlebars so you can just lean back and cruise. It's a creation of his, and it goes out the door. Just assembling a bike, can you imagine? He orders the engine, it comes in, fully assembled, right? He rips it apart, he works on the cams, he pours and polishes. He does all that work just so the customer gets this beautiful machine, this beautiful piece of artwork.
Whether you're a bike enthusiast or you're looking at this as a trade that you want to get into, gotta tell you, it's an exciting world. It's a culture all its own. For Futures Fast Forward, I'm Samuel Anthony Otero. Shane, my man. Peace.